Nemo wrote a great story yesterday at Infowars.com titled, Jay Rockefeller Can't Deny His Connection to Modern Eugenics. Now, the headline could have been, Jay Rockefeller Confronted on Eugenics. Now, it is a fact. It is in the encyclopedia. It is mainline history. Any book you get on the history of eugenics will tell you the Rockefellers took the idea from England, funded it in Germany, England, the U.S., millions and millions of dollars in 1900 money. The Kaiser Wilhelm Institute, all of them. Cold Springs Harbor, USA. They're behind it today. Just a month ago, it was in the news, secret meeting of the rich at Rockefeller University calling for world population reduction. IBM, they funded the creation of IBM and the Hollerith machines and all of it. So Senator Jay Rockefeller, this horrible demon who openly wants to restrict free speech on the internet and the rest of it, there's a We Are Change video up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, and they've got some of the history of the Rockefellers first from a documentary about the Rockefellers. But let's just cue up to the first clip and then the second clip, guys, in the Rockefeller video. You have it ready? Perfect. Where they're at the Senate office buildings, he's there, they're confronting him, and he's with a group of constituents. He starts leaving. But he talks about another group at Schumer's office. And this is happening. They're asking these people real questions. And he goes, no, I'm not going to talk about Bilderberg, and I'm not going to talk about eugenics. Then he tells Luke, you got a lot of balls, boy. You ought to run for Congress. And the guy's like 7'1". So even on his big crutches, like some demonic spider or something. We have to call them out. They operate because we're nice. We're friendly. We lay down to them. We don't have a fighting instinct anymore. We got to recapture that. Get that back. Get angry. Realize this is the enemy, not the brown people in caves. Oh, Homeland Security's for the brown people. Let's kill them. No, it's for us. All of us. This whole system's for us. We got to get our tribalism back. Your enemy is the man on your screen. Put Senator Rockefeller on screen. Here it is.
Senator Rockefeller?
Yes.
I'd like to know if you're aware that we, the American people, are aware of the agenda of the Council on Foreign Relations and the Bilderberg Group. And if you could comment on that, please, because very concerning to a lot of us.
You know, I have 37 people lined up right outside Senator Schumer's office, all of them wanting to answer precisely that question.
Well, could you just take a brief moment and let us...
No, because we're not talking. We're talking about something a little bit...
Well, something that's so important, it sort of transcends everything else that we're talking about, sir. Could you comment on that, please?
No.
I'd like to know about the Bilderberg Group.
Get yourself some credentials.
We have to.
I'd like to know about the Bilderberg Group, sir.
Well, that's not part of our discussion.
When can we discuss that with you, sir?
Thank
you. Thank you.
Okay, and this is for the senator. This is the scientific proof of the nanothermite that's been found in multiple samples of the World Trade Center dust by scientists from around the world. Basically, conclusive proof that there's an Article 3, Section 3 treasonous cover-up going on about 9/11, sir. So
we'd love to get your opinion on that, too,
wait,
sir.
what did you say?
Excuse me, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Two families, the Rockefellers and the Osborns, are particularly significant.
All right. That's where the video cuts into some history they put in. We'll come back, re-air the old piece and the new piece you haven't seen yet. Just the great job citizens are doing. I don't care if you're an Info Warrior group. I don't care if you're We Are Change, an 9/11 Truth group, a Campaign for Liberty group, a local Liberty meetup group. Call it whatever name you want, something catchy. Form an organization. Go out and start asking politicians real questions. And, of course, Senator Rockefeller knows all about this. We're going to come back with Luke confronting him here in just a moment. But I want to commend Stuart, Luke, all the great folks from different We Are Change crews all over the world, all over the country being there. Just absolutely fabulous. Again, the article, Jay Rockefeller Can't Deny His Connection to Modern Eugenics, confronted by reporters, is up on the site right now. The good old folks at New Silver Solution. And the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to a super small nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com. Remember the flesh-eating robot stories? Those got pulled from all over the web. Fox News, AP, you name it. we had it printed off. We have the copy. And I want to go over a little bit of that coming up in a few minutes. Kind of the big picture of that, because it did capture the public's attention. Jaron alone heard 2 local news stations last week saying, we're searching it, we found the link, but it's dead. Why is it gone? We'll break that down coming up here in just a few minutes. But finishing up with Rockefeller, let's play the first part of that clip where We Are Change is confronting him in one of the Senate office buildings. They say, we want to talk about Bilderberg. No, I'm not going to talk about that with you. See, for years they would say it just didn't exist. Now they can't say that. Now the minutes of Bilderberg have been stolen and leaked, where they set up the EU. They set up the North American Union. They're the ones financially raping us. They're the ones that have stolen $23.7 trillion in 10 months, double the GDP, roughly. This is incredible. The GDP is $13 trillion a year, so it'll be double the GDP at $26 trillion. But within 2 months, it'll be well over $26 trillion. So in 1 year, more than doubling the GDP. In stolen money, they hoard for themselves and don't loan out. And they're using the dollars when they have value buying real assets. Later, we get the dollars to pay them back with taxes and when they're devalued. What a system. So here's We Are Change confronting Jay Rockefeller. Then we'll play the second part of the clip.
Behind the joke.
Senator Rockefeller?
Yes.
I'd like to know if you're aware that we, the American people, are aware of the agenda of the Council on Foreign Relations and the Bilderberg Group. And if you could comment on that, please, because very concerning to a lot of us.
You know, I have 37 people lined up right outside Senator Schumer's office, all of them wanting to answer precisely that question.
Well, could you just take a brief moment and let us...
No, because we're not talking. We're talking about something a little more...
Well, something that's so important, it sort of transcends everything else that we're talking about, sir. Could you comment on that, please?
No.
I'd like to know about the Bilderberg Group.
Get yourself some press credentials.
I'd like to know about the Bilderberg Group, sir.
Well, that's not part of our discussion.
When can we discuss that with you, sir?
Can.
Thank you.
Okay, and this is for the senator. This is the scientific proof of the nanothermite that's been found in multiple samples of the World Trade Center dust by scientists from around the world. Basically, conclusive proof that there's an Article 3, Section 3 treasonous cover-up going on about 9/11, sir. So
we'd love to get your opinion on that too,
wait,
sir.
what did you say?
Excuse me, folks. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, skip to the next one. Later in the clip's the second part from another camera angle as Luke gets into eugenics. So here they are giving him peer-reviewed foreign and national studies about explosive thermate in the towers. And that's not part of our discussion. Always compartmentalizing information. Because he can't talk about it. None of them can. They can't even say you're kooks anymore because they know folks will go read the studies. He can't deny and say Bilderberg doesn't exist anymore. That his uncle, David Rockefeller, was instrumental in founding with Prince Bernhard and was at the first meeting. And he can't deny eugenics. They say your family set it up and was Hitler's inspiration. Hitler wrote in Mein Kampf thanking the groups he founded. His great-grandfather founded. His grandfather founded. His father founded. I mean, this family is behind it all. This is the cancer research, the putting the cancer viruses in the vaccines. I mean, these are the guys. These are sick, wicked people. You notice he looks at them like, oh my God, here are slaves that can see. And see, more and more, they can't just brush us off as kooks. They know more and more of us. When he sees 30, 40 people there to confront him, he knows that represents thousands per person. They're realizing, oh my God, they're on to us. Now, remember, and I meant to print this up this morning, but you can go look it up. Rockefeller funded massacres in New Jersey and Colorado and all over with Pinkerton security. Famous case where they killed a whole bunch of people in Colorado. They own the land, the gold mine. They sent in men on horseback, burnt down the whole camp, rode down 4-year-olds, with horses, shot them in the back. And that was in the last century. That was in the early 20th century. Famous cases of Rockefeller-funded strikebreakers, Gatling gunning protesters. And then they got in trouble, so they went into this philanthropic mode. They set up NPR radio, PBS TV, everything. I mean, these are the guys. So let's cut back to this monster.
Your family
starting the modern eugenics movement.
Let's call him Miss Christian.
Started eugenics. Hitler looked up to the eugenics that your family have started.
I think it's time for me to really start moving quickly.
You could just address some of these things. If we're wrong, sir, please just tell us.
No, go find somebody else to talk to.
But your family did start the modern eugenics movement that Hitler is looking up to. And you don't want to talk about the Bilderberg group? Well, what about the
He said, you want to run for Congress, you got a lot of balls.
Eugenics as well.
I don't belong to
The truth is coming out, and there's a lot of us that are aware of it.
I'm sure you know some members, sir, if you're not a member yourself.
President Obama's Director of National Intelligence, Admiral Blair, who I greatly respect, have labeled cybersecurity perpetrated through the Internet as the number one national hazard of attack on the homeland in West Virginia, in West Virginia, America, or anywhere else. So, I mean, it really almost makes you ask the question, would it have been better if we never invented the Internet?